Coach, the tundra may not quite be frozen, but it's getting there as we work our way through December. The radar today, however, is clear at Lambeau Field in Green Bay. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Minnesota Vikings and the Green Bay Packers. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
Green 18. 54. Yeah, Liz. I got you. Mike 5-4, Mike 5-4. Move. 5-4. Coming, baby. I'm coming. Right. 215.
The first carry now. This is Hill. He'll have a first down past the 40. And finally brought down right at the midfield stripe. It'll go as a gain of 25 on a play that started back at the 25.
First and 10 at the 50-yard line.
Green 18. 54. Check right.
From midfield, here's Rodgers. Man open, that's Calvin Ridley. And he's got this down to the 35. It's a gain of 16 and a first down for the green and gold.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
Jump out!
Now a first down carry. It's Hill. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Partner, I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on second and less than a yard.
Check right. Hey, exit.
Now Rodgers. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 13-yard line. Well, they're piecing together a nice drive to start this one. Seems pretty scripted and pretty successful so far.
And I think they did it without our help. Because you remember when we sat in the production meeting with them to talk about this, and hey, how you guys going to come out of the gate? I know I offered my help with a few plays, and they didn't seem to want it.
I didn't offer mine.
You were the smart one. Whatever they're doing, though, it's working really well.
Into the red zone. It's Rodgers. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. From 13 yards out. And the Packers take it right down the field and score on the opening drive. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
This will be fielded at the 6. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
Ready? 18 Gator. 56 is the mic. Let's go, D. Big series right here. We got to step up.
Throwing on first down. Cummins. That's caught by the tight end, Irv Smith Jr. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up second down. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, you know, I mean, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive on their first series.
It looks like the Packers have added an extra DB on third down. Operating from the gun. Cummins looks to throw, fires right side. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's fourth down. The Vikings send out their punter as he'll come on to kick this one away. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And did he put that on a dime? He did. Wow, out of bounds at the 1-yard line. Could not have thrown that out there any better. When the ball hit the ground, I thought it might go into the end zone the way it was angling, but perfectly jutting out at the 1.
You think maybe what we saw in practice came into play there? You know, he put those big cans down on the sideline and angled for him and shot for him. Looks like it worked out pretty well for him, too.
On the ground with Hill to begin the drive. And now where are they going to mark him here? Well, they say he did get back to the 1-yard line, but that could have easily been 2 points the other way.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 1-yard line.
Break it. 258. 54 miles. Over. Come get some. Come on here. Come get some.
6'6", bullet high.
26. That's us.
In his own end zone, it's Rodgers. And Rodgers is going to go down. In the end zone, it's a safety. And you know, the man who sat in my chair the last few years, he has a theory. These plays, these safeties, they're so rare. Maybe they should be worth more than 2, maybe 4 points.
I think he's got a great point. I really do, Brandon. But I would go ahead and up it to 6. I'm a former defender. To me, that's like scoring a touchdown.
Easy now. I'll go 4. I don't know about 6.
Come on. Come up to 6.
A lot of points. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And, partner, I'm going to make a quick pivot here and ask you to play general manager. It's well documented they're last in the league in offense, number 32. What changes might they make?
And this where you have to be almost like a chess master as a general manager, because you have a few things at your disposal that you need to use. Obviously the draft, free agency, maybe you can make some trades, but also look at your practice squad. Have you been grooming players to promote and give them an opportunity to play as well? That way, you start to supplement as well as replace guys that need it.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Here we go, D. All day. Defense, all day.
2nd and 9 now. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. They get 14 there. First down, Vikings.
You ready?
A gain of 14.
Down.
First down.
60 Pittsburgh.
Check 56. It's been a long day for you.
Recon 132 fighter.
Watch twins.
1st and 10. Cummins. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off near the 44. There he goes left side. And into the end zone. It's a pick six and a Packer touchdown. Short throw pick six right there. Those linebackers, they love when those short throws come and those eyes get real wide, don't they?
How about the anticipation on the play? Reading, reacting, and then the ability to catch the football and take it in the opposite direction.
Extra point, hugged the upright a bit, but he gets it to go. And it gives his guys a 12-point advantage. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This one fielded at the 5. And he will be taken down here as the first quarter of play will come to an end. An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
Let's go. You draw quarter.
From the gun, Cummins. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Operating from the gun. Cummins. The open man is Smith. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 16, and the Vikings have the first down as well.
And the Vikings first down.
Here we go. 15 line. 15 line. What we got? Snap.
On first down, Cummins. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down.
He kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41.
Topper! Spike!
Throwing again. Cummins. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jair Alexander. And his guys are going to get the football at their own 47-yard line.
The Packers take over 1st and 10 at their own 47-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And last time they surrendered the safety, we know they don't want to do that again.
That is just one of those oddities in scoring that we get.
And Rodgers is going to go down. He's sacked. Danielle Hunter, he continues to wreak havoc in the offensive backfield. Sack number 16 on the year. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack.
Let's bring it. Chad 300. Chad 300. Let's bring it. Under 10. Under 10. 10. Back.
Hey, Delta.
Hey, 88. 88. 88.
Here's Rodgers to throw. And Austin Seferian-Jenkins has it. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That one good for 26 and a first down.
But when you hit him on the move like that, and he's able to get into open field with a full head of steam, oh boy, it's going to be tough to get him down.
Yeah, there was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 34.
Hey, Haywood. 26.
They'll go with Hill here on first down. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Double tight. Double tight. 3 down. 3 down.
Rodgers now to throw. Seferian-Jenkins has it. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. Give them 18 on that play, and Green Bay has the first as well.
Here's first down. 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line.
Rodgers will bring him up to the line, 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 5 for 5 here to begin the game.
22-jet bomber. 22-jet bomber.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And he will find Ridley. That's complete. And here he'll get it down to the 7. A gain of 6 there on first.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
We get slap happy up here sometimes. 60 catches for him now on the year. This last one, a first down.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or
better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
Rodgers to throw once more. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. The linebacker, Bobby Wagner, able to get back in coverage and knock it free.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
2nd and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line. And again, it's Rodgers. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
All right, Captain. It's batting down the hatches time defensively. Dodged 2 pass attempts to the end zone. Now what do you think they're going to try and dial up on 3rd and goal?
Well, knowing them and knowing what we just seen, I think they're throwing it again, don't you?
I think you have to. I think in this situation, you kind of run out of your running plays, fire another one into the end zone.
They'll run it with Johnson. Yeah, boy, from up here, I don't think Johnson got there. No, he did not. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Now Greg Joseph for the field goal try. From the left hash, he'll have to cut this at a tight angle. The kick by Joseph is good. And that will make this now a 15-point advantage. So it's an old-school extra point that counts 3 times. So it's certainly a disappointment they weren't able to get it in the end zone.
Yeah, I can just imagine post-game, head coach looking at the box score, 19-yard field goal, grimacing a little bit, but having to realize that at that moment, getting 3 points was vital. Go ahead and get the points, put them on the board.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. There was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
It's a gain of 16, and the Vikings have the first down as well. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
Hey, team 6. Get it.
From the gun, Cummins. He's got Smith here. They get 14 there. First down, Vikings. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. He's going to wind up and air it out. This is caught inside the 15. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Check.
Back to throw. Cummins. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Sterling Shepard, his 5th touchdown now on the year, as they're now just an extra point away from getting back within 1 score. And now Jason Garrett electing for his guys to try for 2.
Hey, echo. Ready.
Operating from the gun. Cummins toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Should have been picked. Probably doesn't matter on a 2-point conversion, but still, as a former DB, you want to grab that ball when you can, don't you?
You certainly do, and don't say it, because I know you're thinking it. Don't say it.
What am I thinking?
You know what I know what you're thinking. Well, if he'd had hands, he'd be playing on offense, right?
That's true. You've said that before. So the lead is now dwindled to 9 as the kick here is away. This fielded at the 2. And his guys are going to start their drive right at the 20-yard line.
Here we go.
At their own 20-yard line.
About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play, because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened up secondary, playing a lot deeper than normal. So even if you run some type of misdirection, you're only going to fool them for a second or so. And guess what? They're so deep, they're really not going to be out of position. Take the knee, get to the locker room.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Go to 50. Hey, you block over here.
Here's Rodgers to throw again. This one caught by Ridley. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10.
51, Mike.
Hey, foxtrot.
Right here, guys.
From the gun, it's Rodgers. He's going to take a shot at the end zone. Why not? And this is going to be intercepted. Able to get there and pick it. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
First and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Likely time for just one final play, and then it'll be off to the locker room to talk about how they can erase this deficit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people look at it and go, well, maybe you take a shot here. Maybe you get some momentum going into the half. What's the flip side of that? You do something crazy, quarterback gets hit, ball comes free, and now you're down an even bigger margin. Go ahead and take this one, go to the locker room, start over.
Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up. And we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
6-6, pull it high.
On first down, it's Edwards. Give them 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game.
Let's go.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Back to the ground. This time Cook. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39. They had 3 yards on first down, just 1 yard there.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Watch the pass.
He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
after the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long.
Hey, Wahoo! General West! Snap!
From the gun, Cummins looking here for Smith downfield. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Darnell Savage. Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How'd things turn out for him?
I think okay. He's a guy in all the commercials now, right?
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
Looking for more there on 1st down, but this throw downfield, incomplete.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest, you can draft the most athletic guys, but if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, help force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35.
I'm going back to you.
630. Hey, Alpha. 55. Right there in the middle. 55. I got it.
Rodgers now throwing again. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect.
26.
From the gun on 3rd down, Rodgers. And he finds Safarian Jenkins. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That one goes for 24 yards.
1st down. 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 36.
Get 300. Get 300. Hey, let's go. You better bring it. You better bring it. Recon, 132 fighter. Get 300. Get 300. Switch it.
Kill.
Rodgers again now. Man open, that's Marquez Valdez-Scantling. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
To throw again on 2nd down, Rodgers, and that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
An incomplete pass on 2nd down leads us to 3rd and inches.
Check 3. Mike 51. Watch the run. Hey, Mike 51.
Again, they'll throw with Rodgers. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. They'll pass up a field goal attempt. It would have been a 45-yarder. Now they'll go for it on 4th.
64, weak.
He's checking. Crack.
Rodgers going to go on 4th down. And to the tight end here, Safarian Jenkins. Some collective exhales over there on the sideline. A big pickup through the air on 4th down to bring up 1st and goal.
Well, the field goal attempt was well in hand. They had that, but they decided to go for it anyway. Extreme confidence, it looks like.
Yeah, but I bet the defense is going to remember this one, right? They kind of rubbed their nose in it. They'll try to pound it in with Hill. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. A great effort there. His 11th touchdown of the year. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit, get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. Game, second half, no matter what, those first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever, this was a big score to start the second half.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Ready to break.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
Too little, cut.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on 1st down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. On the carry, it's Cook. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. The Vikings on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. Looking to throw. Cummins. And he's got some space here. And the return stops at the 39-yard line. Well, you just kind of feel for him right now. 4 interceptions, and you can almost see through his face mask. There's a lot going on in between the ears.
There certainly is, and probably way too much, because now he's probably doubting himself a little bit, wondering what adjustments he has to make. But here's what he needs to do. Get through this game, go to the press conference, meet it head on, and show your teammates you're ready to shoulder what happened today, and you'll be ready for the next game.
And if he can do that as a rookie, that's a great sign of maturity. So after the INT, it's Rodgers. And he gets this one to Ridley complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
Hey, take 26.
Now Rodgers. Looking left side, he's got it complete. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
One of the feature points of the in route is being able to make a nice throw to the middle part of the field. And for a quarterback, that's one of the better throws and better looks that he'll get. But he has to be careful not to wait too long and let his receiver wander into some tough territory. If he's late with the ball, he can get his receiver hit and hit hard.
On second down, Hill. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 3.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
The Packers on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. Shotgun now for Rodgers. He hauls it in. Valdez-Scantling for the Packers touchdown. Marquez Valdez-Scantling with his 16th touchdown of the year. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further. The extra point up and good. And the lead is now 24. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is taken near the 13. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
At their own 28-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And if we kept having a rough patch, he said, but you've got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. 4 receivers in the formation here. 3 to the left, 1 to the right. 2nd and 3. 2nd and 3. Well, this one complete to Smith. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
From the gun on 3rd down. Cummins. And a quick throw here that's complete. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first. That catch puts him over 70 yards receiving now as he's got a first down. This quarterback now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10.
Wide, get wide.
Operating from the gun. Cummins. And he's got Rome. The 20. Touchdown, Vikings. Antonio Callaway, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Vikings are able to close the gap just a bit. So a nice touchdown pass for the rookie there. And, as they go down the stretch, look, they're not a playoff team. This is just confidence building and growth time for him, right?
Yeah, it's a game within the game, isn't it? Because every team wants to win all games on their schedule. But the development of this rookie quarterback is paramount for this team. So you're exactly right. Every rep, doesn't matter what the game, what the situation, what the score, valuable for him, valuable for his team as they look towards next year.
The Vikings leave the offense on the field as they're going to line up and go for 2.
80 weapon.
52's the mic.
Hey, tight. Hey, Mike.
From the gun, Cummins. And now here's another interception. Picked off with great anticipation. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They are just putting things together so well here, drive after drive. They really have captured the momentum, haven't they?
They've taken momentum and pretty much not just given him a jersey, but a seat on the bench as well. Whatever do you need, you've got it, because the way they're stringing things together and creating that distance between them and their opponent, it's really hard to narrow that gap. And the other part is they're taking their spirit away from them, too.
Yeah, now they're just looking to add to that total. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column.
61, matchbox lights.
Rodgers looking to throw. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. The linebacker, Bobby Wagner, able to get back in coverage and knock it free.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Hey, 88. Team right. 55. Right there in the middle. 55.
Yeah, let's get a sack lunch.
Hey, exit. 55.
Here's Rodgers. And he's got a man, Calvin Ridley. They give him 27 yards on the third down conversion.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll run. This is Hill. And an alley to run. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 11 yards and a Green Bay Packer first down.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line, and I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Watch a slap. Watch a slap.
Hey, check 26.
Check 24. Check 24.
Kill. Hey, black.
First down, and it's Hill again. Touchdown, Packers. A great play there. His second touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further.
And to me, that touchdown allows you to start grinning widely on your sideline. I think they pretty much locked this one away.
Yeah, that's the clincher, the proverbial icing on the cake, if you will. Extra point safely through, and they open the lead up now to 25.
Makes the score Packers 39, Vikings 14.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is taken near the 13. And some room to work. And he'll return this one all the way onto the other side of the field.
In just about every special teams meeting, there's a discussion with the punter about his importance. Why? He can flip the field for your team defensively, move it deep into their own territory, or if you're backed up on offense, and he can hit a big punt and change field position and help his defense. In this case, though, field position got flipped by the return team. You can do it so many different ways on special teams.
throwing on first down. Cummins. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. Defensively, you look at the numbers. Another incomplete pass that we just saw, and they're under 200 yards passing for the game, so they've done their job on that side of the ball.
Yeah, recently I was actually working a game where a quarterback had a streak of 5 straight games without a 200-yard game, and that was a big talk both in his town and amongst his team. How do we get the passing game going? So big credit to them holding them under 200 today.
On the ready.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. To throw again. Cummins. That'll be complete to Cook. Give him 6 on the play, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. They face a 3rd and 4 after that last completion gets them 6.
Hey, check 24. Watch 24.
Now.
Operating from the gun. Cummins. Escaping the press. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Rashawn Gary, it's his 20th sack of the season as he continues what could be a record-setting campaign. Now look at this, 4th and 12, and they're going to line up to go for it.
58, right over there.
On 4th down, Cummins. He's got an open man. He completes it to Callaway. And what are the whistles for? Timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds. On 1st and 10, Cummins. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And they just took a timeout with 2 seconds to go. This one obviously decided. Not sure they needed to take it, but we'll take it with them. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. One final shot. They'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. Touchdown, Vikings. Antonio Callaway with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Vikings are able to cut into that deficit. Just a formality now, but here's the extra point. And it's good, but it's also of little consequences. This game is over. Well, on the one side, if you try to take away something positive from this game, they played to the final whistle, getting the touchdown there on the last play, but still, all for naught, really.
Yeah, I'd say give them points for positivity. I like that. That part is good. But I often wonder, when the game is settled and the clock is run out, do we really need to kick the extra point?
Oh, yeah. It's silly. It's silly.
It doesn't make any sense to me. I know that people have explained before, well, you got to play it all the way through. Come on, this thing was done.
So for Green Bay, they continue to rack up the victories as this one moves them to 13-2 on the year. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Detroit Lions. Meanwhile, for Minnesota, they're guaranteed now a sub-500 season as they fall to 6-9. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk.